Hey you guys, what's up? In today's video, I'm going to be testing out the brand new BH Cosmetics Sweet Shop collection. So I picked up all 6 of the eyeshadow palettes in this collection. And then I believe they're also selling a brush set, but I only picked up the palettes. So I'm going to be showing you guys all of these palettes today. I'm going to be showing you guys swatches, and then I'm also going to be doing 6 different looks, one look with each of the palettes. So really quickly before we get started, I would really appreciate it if you would give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Also, I am doing a huge giveaway here on YouTube. I'll have that linked in my description box below, and then I'm also doing a huge Instagram giveaway as well, and I'll also have that linked in my description box below, so make sure you guys go and check those out. And also make sure you guys have your notifications turned on. All you need to do is click the bell next to the subscribe button, and then you will receive a notification every time I upload a new video. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So I have all 6 palettes here that I'm going to be trying out for you guys today. So all of the palettes are $18, and they have 8 shades in them. They have 4 shimmery shades and then 4 matte shades. So first up we have the Cherry on Top palette, which is a gorgeous kind of like pink and red toned palette. Next up we have the Bubblegum palette, which is one of my favorites. This one is the blue palette and it is stunning. Next up we have the Pistachio palette, which obviously is a green palette, and this is also a really gorgeous palette, and I'm not usually big on greens. Next we have the Sugar Cone palette, which is like your brown toned palette. This is going to be perfect for those of you guys who like natural and everyday makeup looks. Then we also have the Orange Sorbet palette, which is also, I know, going to be one of my favorites. This is a stunning orange palette. And then the last palette is also probably going to be one of my favorites, and this is the Cotton Candy palette, and this is a purple and pink palette, and it is gorgeous. Alright, so now that you guys have seen all of the palettes, we're going to go ahead and try them all out on my eyes. So I'm going to be doing one look on each eye. I feel like a lot of new people to my channel get kind of confused whenever I do this. I think that I'm trying to do like one look but different eyes. That's not the case. I like to do one palette like on each eye so that I can do like more eye looks for you guys. I don't like to just get like one palette and do one look on both of my eyes. I will just do a different look on each eye. I hope that makes sense. They're not supposed to like go together or anything like that. So I'm going to be doing 6 different looks today. So I'll do one eye for each palette. So yeah, I'm going to have to take off my makeup like 3 times, and that's probably not going to feel very good. So yeah, so to prime my eyes, I'm going to be taking my e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer. I recently just tested this out in my like full face of e.l.f. makeup video. If you guys have not seen that, make sure to go and check that out. I did an entire face with e.l.f. makeup, and I was pretty impressed. So I think I'm going to first start out with the Sugar Cone palette, which is the brown palette. And I'm going to try and go in order of the palettes that I think are going to like stain my lids the least, because shadows definitely do stain your lid, especially like reds and dark blues. So I'm going to first pick up the shade right here called Sugar Rush, and I'm just going to be taking this on a fluffy brush like this. And I'm just going to start blending this into my crease. These swatched very nicely, so I feel like these are going to be really nice on the eyes as well. I didn't put any powder underneath my eyes, so hopefully they don't have a lot of fallout. And honestly, BH Cosmetics shadows don't normally have like a bunch of fallouts. So now I'm going to take the shade right here called Delicious, and I'm just going to be taking it on the same brush. But I'm just going to kind of put this one a little bit lower in the crease, and I'm just going to blend it inwards. So far, these have really good pigmentation, and the mattes seem to be blending out very nicely. So now I'm going to pick up the next shade, which is just a little bit darker of a brown, and this one is called Toasted. And I'm just also on the same brush. I'm going to kind of start on my outer corner a little bit, and I'm not going to go all the way in with this shade. I'm going to kind of concentrate it over here on the outer part of my eye, and the shade also has really nice pigmentation. Now I'm going to go in with the darkest brown right here, and this one is called Homemade, and I'm just going to take this on a little bit smaller of a brush because I really want to concentrate this like right here on my outer corner. And I'm just going to kind of blend it a little bit onto my lid, but also a little bit in my crease as well. So I want to keep this eye like pretty natural and easy. Since all the other palettes are kind of like bright and colorful, I really want to keep this one simple. So I'm just going to put like a little bit of concealer on my lid, but I'm not going to do like a full-on like precise cut crease because I just want to do something that looks a little bit more natural. Now I'm going to pick up the shade Cookie Dough right here, which is a stunning kind of like light gold. And I'm just going to put this on my lid with my finger. Wow. That shade is so pretty. I'm not going to be like too precise with this because I'm not really trying to do anything precise. Now I'm going to take the next shade called Dipped right here. These feel like so soft, and I'm going to put this on the rest of my lid. I'm not going to really go much darker than that. Now I'm going to take that dark brown matte shade, and I'm just going to kind of blend this here onto my crease a little bit. And then for the lower lash line, I'm going to start with this shade right here called Delicious, which is like the second lightest shade. And I'm just going to kind of blend this all underneath my lower lash line. And then I'm going to take some of the shade Homemade, which is that dark brown, and I'm just going to press this right up against my lower lash line, and I'm going to go about halfway in with this shade. All right, so this eye is complete. I went ahead and added a little bit of mascara. I honestly did not put too much because I'm about to take this off anyway. So now we're going to jump over into the Orange Sorbet palette, and I'm not really sure what kind of look I want to do with this eye. I'm probably going to go with these three shades because they're just kind of calling my name. So I'm first going to start out with the shade Extra Toppings right here, which is a really pretty, like, deep orange. And I'm just going to start putting this into my crease. I've been getting a lot of comments on my videos, and it's been kind of driving me nuts, to be honest with you guys. Like, those of you guys who have been subscribed to me for a while know this is how I do my eyeshadow, but like newer people, I guess, on my channel don't understand. So it's definitely a thing to do your eyeshadow from darkest to lightest. I actually learned this from Nikki Tutorials. So I'm going to take the shade Zest now. So yeah, people just for some reason think that you can't do your eyeshadow like reversing the order, like from darkest to light. I have found that I get better color payoff, better blending whenever I start from darkest and go lightest. That has just worked for me really well. I just like how the lighter colors blend out the darker colors as opposed to the other direction. But as you guys saw in my first eye, it does work that way as well. Honestly, there's like no rules to makeup. That's why I don't understand why I've been getting so many comments about it. And also, I've been getting a lot of comments saying, like, why aren't you blending your eyeshadow, or you barely blended it? I spend a lot more time blending off camera than I do on camera, because if I just kept in all the footage of me blending my eyeshadow, I feel like my videos would be so boring. So now I'm going to take the shade Tangerine right here, and I'm just going to use this to blend out the last shade. This orange palette is seriously so pretty. These shades have really good pigmentation. All right, so I went ahead and kind of like cut my crease a little bit off camera. Now I'm going to take the shade Yum right here, and I'm going to put this on the inner part of my lid. And honestly, you guys, the shimmery shades in this palette are so stunning. Like, look at that. That is with a dry brush, and that looks so good. Now I'm going to take the shade Citron right here, and I'm just going to put this right next to that first shade, and I'm going to kind of blend this back a little bit. So pretty. I'm obsessed with this palette. And now I'm going to take the shade Tangy right here, and I'm going to put this on the rest of my lid. So now I'm going to do the same kind of thing on my lower lash line with these three shades. So I'm going to first start out with the darkest shade, and I'm just going to press this against my lower lash line, keeping it pretty close to the lash line. Then I'm going to take the second orange shade and put it right under. And now I'm going to put the lightest orange under both of those. All right, so here are both eyes complete from the first two palettes. Honestly, I love the Orange Sorbet palette. That palette was stunning, but honestly, the shadows from both of those first two palettes performed amazing. The mattes had really good pigmentation, they blended out easily, and the shimmery shades are seriously so good. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and take off these two eyes, and we're gonna come back and try out two more of the palettes. All right, so I tried to clean off my eyes as best as I could. Honestly, my under eyes are probably gonna be looking a little bit crazy for the rest of the video because I keep taking off my eyeshadow, but next up we're gonna go into the Pistachio palette, which is the green palette, and I think for the next two palettes, I'm also gonna be doing the Bubblegum palette, which is the blue palette. I'm going to be doing like halo eyes for these palettes. So first up, I'm going to go into the shade Cone or Cup, and I'm just going to put this in my inner corner and kind of blend it up. I'm also going to put some on my outer corner as well. Now I'm going to take the shade Nutty right here, and I'm just going to take this on like a small blending brush, and I'm just going to kind of start in the center and then work my way out and kind of buff out the edges of that dark shade that I put down. Now I'm going to take the shade Guilty Pleasure right here, and I'm just going to kind of do the same thing and go a little bit above the last shade. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Soft Serve right here, which is a really pretty light green, And I'm just gonna blend this right above the lash shade. Alright, so I went ahead and added some concealer to the center of my lid. Now I'm going to take the shade Dessert right here, and I'm just going to put this down the center part of my lid. This shade is such a pretty light green. Now I'm going to take some of the shade Treat right here, and I'm just going to kind of blend this outwards. So now I'm going to take the darkest green shade in the palette, and I'm just going to kind of press this up against my lower lash line. I'm going to kind of go to the inner and outer part. Now I'm going to take some of the lighter greens and just use them to kind of blend this out a little bit. I'm also going to bring the lighter greens like closer to the center. And then right in the middle part, I'm going to take the shade Dessert and kind of just mirror what I did on my lid. I'm gonna put this right here. All right, so here is this eye complete with the Pistachio palette. I feel like this eyeshadow would look really good with some like big fluffy lashes. So now we're gonna go ahead and move over to the other eye, and I'm gonna be using the Bubblegum palette, which is the blue palette. So I'm first gonna take the shade right here called Sweetened, which is a super pretty kind of royal blue. And we're doing another halo eye, so I'm gonna just pop this on the inner part of my lid and then on the outer part. So that shade had a ton of fallout, and I feel like it did kind of stain underneath my eyes, so I would probably not use this palette like if you've already had your base makeup done. But now I'm gonna go in with the shade Bubbles, which is a little bit lighter of a blue, and I'm just gonna use this to blend out the first shade. And now I'm gonna take the lightest blue called Chili, and I'm going to take this on a little bit bigger of a blending brush, and I'm just going to run this all along the crease. So once again, I added some concealer to the lids, and now I'm going to take the shade Pop right here, and I'm going to put this shade on the center part of my lid. And now I'm going to take this shade right here, and this one is called Frozen, and I'm going to just put this on the outer parts a little bit farther out from that center shade. So moving on to the lower lash line, I'm going to do the same kind of thing. So I'm going to start with the darkest blue and then go lighter as I blend out. All right, so here are both of these eye looks complete. Honestly, things are getting pretty messy at this point because I'm doing like so many eyeshadow looks. But the point is really just to like try out the eyeshadow palettes and see how the quality is. Honestly, I'm very impressed with the quality, even though the eye looks are not turning out the best because I'm trying to quickly do like 6 eye looks for you guys. I feel like the quality of the shadows has been amazing so far, and I love the color schemes of the palettes. So now I'm gonna go ahead and take off these eyes, and who knows what I'm going to look like when I get back, and then we're going to try out the last 2 palettes. All right, so I did my best removing both of those eye looks. That was super hard. So now I'm going to go in with the Cherry on Top palette, which is the red and kind of pink palette, which is so pretty. And I'm first going to go in with the shade Sprinkles right here, and I'm just going to kind of stamp this in my crease. Now I'm going to take the shade called Wild Cherry right here, and I'm going to use this shade to blend this out. And now I'm going to take this shade right here called Sunday on a little bit bigger of a blending brush, and I'm just going to kind of run this all along the top of my crease. Alright, so I went ahead and added some concealer on my lid. I kind of did my lower lash line and stuff because you guys have already seen me do it 4 times, and I pretty much do the same thing each time. So now I'm going to take the shade Sweet right here, which is a really pretty metallic light pink. And I'm just going to pop this on to the inner part of my lid. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the shade Juicy, but I'm going to do it a little bit farther out. I'm like super impressed with the quality of these eyeshadows. And now I'm going to take this shade right here, and I do not know how to say the name, but I'm going to take this bright pink right here and put this on the rest of my lid. Alright, so here is this eye complete. I think that this one and then the orange palette have definitely been my favorite so far. And now I'm going to go in with the Cotton Candy palette, and I'm really excited about this one because the shades in here are stunning. And I'm first going to go in with this kind of like purpley pink shade right here called Light and Airy. And I'm going to kind of do the same thing on this eye. I'm just going to press this in my crease. Now I'm going to take this pink right here called Carnival, and I'm going to just blend this a little bit higher. And now I'm going to take this super pretty light purple here called Confection on a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to run this along the crease again like I did on the other eye. So I'm going to kind of go a little bit crazy on the lid. I'm first going to take the light purple right here called Fluff, and I'm just going to put this right in my inner corner. Now I'm going to apply some of the shade Twirl, and then I'm going to add some of the shade Swirl. Now I'm going to take the shade Sugar Plum and put this on my lower lash line. Alright, so here are these two eyes complete. Honestly, I feel like these eyeshadow palettes have amazing quality. The eyeshadow looks that I did probably would have turned out better had I spent more time doing them. I really wanted to do a 6-look like eyeshadow video for you guys with this collection, just so you could really see how the eyeshadows apply to the eyes and how they perform, not necessarily like how good the eye looks are. This one is super messy, but I do really like the way that this one turned out. Honestly, across the board with all 6 palettes, the quality was exactly the same. The mattes had really good pigmentation and they blended out very easily, even though I was blending like really quick trying to get through this. And then the shimmery shades are stunning. They had really good pigmentation, looked really metallic even with a dry brush. So yeah, I would definitely recommend these palettes to you guys. They are selling them on Ulta's website as well. $18 is a pretty good price for 8 eyeshadows, especially when the quality is amazing. And I feel like BH Cosmetics is a super underrated brand, and they always have super cute launches. Like this launch is so cute. I love the ice cream theme. So I will have all of the palettes linked in my description box below if you guys want to check any of them out. And yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Also, make sure you guys check out those giveaways that I mentioned at the beginning of today's video. You do not want to miss out on those. And also make sure you guys have your notifications turned on. All you need to do is click the bell next to the subscribe button, and then you'll receive a notification every time I upload a new video. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.